Welcome back to Flourish with Ruth. I am your host, Ruth Fleury. Today we have a special guest, and her name is Dorcas Ingrid. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Well, hi, I am Dorcas Ingrid Bayoro. I'm known as Chef Bayoro or Chef Ingrid. I am a culinary consultant, a minister. I am somebody who takes passion in making sure that people walk in their dominion. So, hey, I'm excited to be on the show today.
Yes, love it. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced starting your seasoning line?
The fact that one of the biggest challenges I faced with that was sometimes you have to bet on yourself. Understanding that when you are given a gift and you're given an idea, it's important for you to act on it. Because when you take too much time, sometimes you may think that you're the only person with that idea, and you can see somebody else has it. So it was a challenge to push out of the. I had to really focus and say, this is something that I need to do for my legacy, to leave the generational wealth that I've always wanted to leave behind for my child. Because, of course, I had been a restaurant consultant. I'm a chef, and I have my catering business and all those things. But I thought about the fact that having this product line was going to be something that honors my legacy, even when I'm not here tomorrow, something that my children can have. And I really wanted to be like the next Goya, the next Heinz. I said, you know what? Why not? A Black female can be able to do the same thing. So one of the biggest challenges was having to push through and come out of the routine of what I was used to doing and take time to really focus on a gift and a goal that I know that God had given to me. Because there were so many other distractions, and I had to come out of a certain system to just work on that.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Sounds great. I love it. It's like betting on yourself, right? Not waiting. A lot of time we have great ideas, but the problem is we don't, go forward with it. We stay stuck. Good job for going forward and betting on yourself.
And sometimes you're like, okay, you know what? I'm not ready right now. Maybe I want this type of packaging. Maybe I want this type of capital. Listen, just go ahead and start. When Noah had to build that ark, he had to trust that he was going to get the provision to do it. And the minute that I wasn't, even when I launched the products, I wasn't even fully prepared to launch. But something told me you have to do it now. I had been sitting on the idea for a couple of years. And the minute that I did it, all of a sudden I had so many people sharing it, so many people supporting it. I was overwhelmed because I really didn't think I was ready, because I really wanted to have certain things in place. I didn't, I wanted to be able to invest in billboards and do this and do that. And God was like, just start now, and I'm going to make sure I make the way. And he did just that.
I love that. And of course, trusting God, right?
Yes.
Once we put God first, we know, listen, he's going to find a way. He's going to lead the way. How did you push forward through moments of doubt and fear?
If it was based on me, I wouldn't be able to do it alone. I had to understand that my foundation was solely on God. I had the encouragement. It's so good to have a great sister, a great group of people around you, to have an ecosystem that will support you, to have people who have the same types of vision and may not be, who understand growth. Because you could be sometimes, and I'm understanding that sometimes your surroundings have to change for different seasons that God is bringing you in your life. The people that you may be around at a certain moment in your life may not have the type of vision that you have, and they could be small thinking and limited. But I needed to be around people who had great big ideas, that even if I gave an idea, they weren't going to look at it like, oh, that's you're not going to be ready for that. Oh, that's too much money. So I needed to be around people with big minds and who aspire to be great and who aspire to do great things. So my surrounding had to change, and I had to make sure that I was deeply rooted in faith, because one of my favorite verses, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When I can't do it, believe me, the Spirit of God will tap in and he'll take over. So that was the main thing.
Let's talk about balance and lifestyle. How do you balance being a chef, business owner, and everything else in your life?
Having a good support system around you. I couldn't do it without that. My mother, my sister, having people you trust around you. Uh,
Right.
you're only as good as your team. Having a
Yeah.
good team around you, having a good ecosystem, having a good support system. So
Right.
making sure that, a lot of times we, as Black women in business, we can have the I'm an independent woman mind, state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we all need someone,
We do.
whether it's a spouse, whether it's a friend, whether it's a sister, a mother,
Mm-hmm.
someone encourage you along the way, even though you seem like that independent person, but somebody along the way
Way.
gave you a seed that
Right.
was able to help you flourish into this person that you are. Whether it was
Right.
an experience, even if it was a critic, even if it was somebody who put you down, that could have been
That's
ammunition
true.
alone to help you. So even if it was an enemy, that
Mm.
alone could have been the ammo that you needed to get to the next level. So really surrounding myself with the right support system, a great team.
Yes.
When I can't do it, because I've had moments where I go nonstop and
Right.
my body had to check me and say, listen, you have to slow down. And
Right.
being able to have the right team, to people that you've trained to do what you can do in your absence, that's a blessing.
Right.
People that believe in your vision and your goals. So it was really about having the right team around me.
I agree with you. And we need the critics, right?
Mhm.
We need to, that's how we learn and we grow.
Yeah.
Feedback, we could take it and say, okay, well, this wasn't true, or
Yes.
this is okay, I understand that person's perspective, and then we make changes so that way that doesn't happen again,
Yeah.
And with business is really important because we don't come in knowing everything. We
Exactly.
learn as we go.
The most important thing is making sure that you have a great support system, a good team.
Right,
A boss is only as good as her team,
right,
or his or her team. It's important to be surrounded by people who believe in the vision that you have, people
right.
who will take your business and even like it's their own, who will have a
Mhm.
passion, who actually want to see the growth. And it's so important while people are helping you, and you have those type of team members and you have those
Right,
type of people, you take care of them, because those people take your business and they take your brand to another level, because we can't all do it alone.
right.
My mother, my sister, being surrounded by my family, that's my support system. That's the
Yes.
only way that I'm able to do things.
Beautiful. It's always important to have a support system. And you said
Yeah.
you can't take it for granted having family members, also, like you said, a spouse, sister, mother, right? Father, and your
Yeah.
children. What does a typical day in your life look like?
I go
Yeah.
in my little prayer room. I pray between three to
Nice.
five. 5 o'clock, I wake up my daughter for school. I get her ready, get her out the door by like about 6:15. It's about, by the time I'm done dropping her off, it's probably about 7 o'clock,
Okay.
7:30. Like I said, I'm supposed to go to the gym. I go sometimes
Okay.
not.
Right.
But other than that, when I come home, I go ahead and I start getting ready, working on either I'm checking on the restaurants that I'm
Right.
consulting, or I'm working on recipes for my
Right.
recipe book, working on some products, getting catering logs
Nice.
together for the next upcoming events, getting staffing together. That can take me a couple of hours.
I heard recipe book.
Yes.
Nice.
Have a couple of cookbooks that'll be dropping before the end of the year. One of the
Ooh.
ones I'll be dropping soon is the Mommy and Me cookbook. I think it's so important. Like food is, I call food my ministry. So it's something that
Right.
brings people together. It's something that God gave me, to share whatever He has put inside of me to share with people. And so we have kind of lost the moments of
Mhm.
cooking together and connecting in the kitchen. So
Right.
what I'm trying to do, even, I have like a Beyond the Plate show coming up. It's going to be
Oh,
centered around, yeah,
congratulations.
it's going to be centered around cooking and family and friends. It's so important that we give back to that. People
Yes.
don't sit at the table and have dinner anymore. And
Right.
family recipes aren't passed down anymore. A lot of the
Mhm.
special moments I had with my daughter, she was 3, 4 years old. She was in the kitchen with me, wanting to learn how to make cookies. And so a lot of times I deal with a lot of entrepreneur moms and who don't have the time, but that little time that they can have to bake some cookies with their child, that's priceless. So
It
I
is.
created quick and simple recipes that children can make with their parents and they can have a
Right.
good time doing. So I have this Mommy and Me cookbook. And I can't wait to send you a copy as well so you can take it to
Yes,
baby.
I love it.
A moment for the parents to get connected with their children that they will never forget. A lot of
I'll
times,
never
sometimes it's
forget.
that, we work so much just to be able to provide that money.
Right,
But kids sometimes don't even remember that, but they do
right.
remember memories. Time you were cooking with them, or you had some ice cream, or you went on a trip. So we have to
Yes,
work more on those memorable moments.
correct. You're right. Like it's really important to me, especially moments with my children.
Yeah,
It's really important. We can make connections. You can do
yeah,
so much together in the kitchen, right?
yeah.
And food, as you mentioned, your ministry, food bring us together. Music too, but food bring us together.
Yes.
Connection between food, healing, and community.
Okay. God gave us all the provisions we need in
Right.
this earth, everything. When you really go in depth and see everything that we have in plants, I mean, you being from the
Right.
Caribbean, you understand, we
Yes.
are used to taking plant healing and whatever it is for medicine,
Yes.
everything we need in our food. I mean, I've
Hmm.
even done face products with
Mm.
tomatoes, and being able to put the right things in our body, it
Right.
affects our mood. It affects
Yes.
the way we function every single day. It could make you a better entrepreneur. It could make you a better, because there's some food that we eat that could get us feeling so heavy and so groggy, and
Hmm.
you're not performing the best. You just feel so heavy and drained.
Right.
And this was one of the reasons also that I really wanted to create the seasoning line, because being a chef, I'm out there, I'm purchasing seasonings, and
Right.
I'm looking at all these things that you can't even pronounce on the back of these
Right.
products. And it was so important to me that people understand that you can be able to create some of the best dishes that
Right.
won't make you feel sick later
Mm.
by what God gave us on this earth.
Right.
Blending garlics and blending all kinds of different spices. And these are things that's also good for your body. When I was
Mm.
going down, because, another one of the cookbooks I have actually deals with food and healing. When I
Okay.
was, and it has a whole bunch of different remedies and stuff like that. When I was going down and really trying to say, okay, God, like, show me different areas in the Bible that could back up what I'm saying, because I don't
Saying.
just,
Yeah.
and then I found that there have been biblical verses that show you that the spirit of gluttony is attached to poverty. And
Mm.
so that there's a certain type of discipline that we have when we eat a certain way that can bring wealth into our lives.
Right.
People with a gluttonous spirit, sometimes you'll see that they are not able to reach their full capacity
Mm.
because they haven't established that discipline just in the way they eat.
Eat. Okay.
And that could be a way that is used just to bring us down. And a lot of
Right.
times we fall into the desires of what tastes good and what we want, and we don't even think about how this could be affecting our lives and our productivity, just
Right.
like what we're putting in our body.
Body. Yeah.
Food is truly really healing for the body.
Right.
And it goes even deeper as to the energy that you put into the food. Like in my
Okay.
kitchens, none of my chefs are allowed to cuss, to get
Mm.
upset, to yell. I want us to have a good time. I want us to be listening
Yeah.
to inspirational music, because I see it like this: when you're a chef and you've been given a privilege to
Right.
feed people, that's a privilege.
Privilege.
That somebody comes to you and say, "I want you to feed me." So now
Right.
all their internal organs, their bodies, everything's in your hands.
And
The
yeah.
energy that you're putting into the food, the quality of ingredients that you're putting into the food, you can destroy that person's life or you can heal them.
Right.
And sometimes people take it for lightly. They look at going into being a chef. Oh, okay, I want to make this money, or I like to cook. No, you
Right.
have been given an opportunity to help people heal from the inside. And so it's so
Yes.
important to use the proper ingredients, to source the right things, and to keep the right energy when you're making somebody's food.
Right. You're
Mhm.
right. It is a privilege. And I love the fact that you understand that and take it seriously. Like this, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
professional and with the energy, right? Because all the energy, you want to have a positive energy, and you'll have better results,
Yes.
right? What inspired your journey into cooking?
My journey into cooking started was, I'm a PK, a pastor's kid.
Okay.
So after church every Sunday, my father always had these big Sunday dinners. And,
Okay.
a lot of pastor kids I know, they actually experience the same thing. So I
Hmm.
was always there around a lot of food, around a lot of gatherings, and after church at my house would easily have probably about 40 people every Sunday.
Wow.
If he could have invited the whole church, he would have. But that's just how he was. He really loved bringing people together, and feeding them. And
Nice.
so I really developed a passion, since I was like 16 years old, in entertaining and having family gatherings and feeding people. So while I'm
Mm.
feeding people, people are telling me my food is good, and I said, okay, you know what, this probably should be something
The
that I should
calling.
take a little seriously. However, I didn't go to college for that.
Okay.
I went to college to become a lawyer, but
Wow.
my father always told me to follow my passion.
Okay.
So in my early 20s, I really found myself really enjoying what I was doing and how I was really making people feel good. I mean,
Mm.
you're able to bring joy through food. Even in
Yeah.
funerals, at a repast, you're able
Right.
to comfort somebody through food. And so
Right.
it was just such a good feeling to be able to see that I was able to make people happy through that.
Yeah.
And I just decided to, keep going at it.
PK, right? PK, for those who don't know, pastor's kid.
Yeah.
I grew up in a
Hmm.
Baptist church,
Hmm.
and after church, they would offer, whether it's during in the winter, hot cocoa,
Uh-huh.
patties, of
Yeah.
course, big like Easter Sunday, or like
Hmm.
they call it lambuasa twice a year. So they would have a
Uh-huh.
big feast, and people from other places come from Massachusetts, from
Hmm.
Canada, you
Yes.
name it, come together. It's like a cultural thing. I feel like that's part of their love language.
We are known for feeding people. When a brother gets a Caribbean woman, listen, it's not easy to let go because she's gonna feed him. She's gonna make sure he eats right.
Did you eat today? Come on, you gotta eat something.
Yes.
Yes. Let's revisit passion and purpose again.
Hmm.
What does cooking mean to you beyond food?
It's truly my way to connect with people. It's my platform that God gave me to connect with people. That's that's all. Like, I didn't know this until probably a couple years ago, when I started seeing, and I was like, hold on, faith and food. I'm
Mm,
always, somebody's. Even when I had my restaurant, I always had people at the bar, and they would sit there and have conversations with me, and it turned into a whole therapy session. Or so I'm feeding somebody, and then you go, and so I realized it was really a gift that God gave me to have a
yeah,
platform to connect with others. A lot of people think
nice.
that ministry has to be in the four walls of a church, and
Right,
even me being a pastor's kid, when my
right.
father died, people felt like that was the
Sorry,
path
yeah.
that I should have followed and pastored
Mm,
the church. I just knew that that wasn't for me. I couldn't deal with the emotional stress that came along with it. That's a special
right.
type of anointing, and I commend pastors, but it's tough. And
It
so
is.
I had to understand that you could be doing ministry in whatever job you are. You could be a hairstylist. You sitting
Right,
here and you pouring to people.
right,
You touching their hands alone. I mean, you
right,
praying on your hands alone and touching somebody's hair can heal them from alopecia, can heal them from all
mm,
kinds of different sicknesses. You could pray on somebody's mind and they could be
right,
able to be set free from whatever they were possibly dealing with. Somebody could be
right,
depressed, come sit in your chair, and they leave the chair and they're like, oh my gosh, I was suicidal when I came here. I don't feel so. Whatever job you
right,
have, you can be able to do your ministry there. So
right,
I realized that it was faith and food for me, and that was a platform God gave me to do ministry.
right. And you embraced it.
Mm-hmm.
Embraced it. Yeah. I agree with you because everyone want to feel good. So, and life is tough. Life is hard, and
Yeah.
that's why you really have to surround yourself with people that can uplift you and encourage
Mm-hmm.
you. And prayer. Most importantly, trust God.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
personal, so it
Yeah.
starts there first. And as you said, the hairdresser, they're powerful because you're right. To make
It
sure they
does.
protect their crown, like their crown will be
Yeah.
one of. So
People
yes,
really underestimate their jobs.
right,
You could be a greeter at a hotel,
right,
and your job is so important. You can make that a ministry because
yes,
every time you flash a smile at somebody, you could be able to help that person break out of depression. I got one
yes,
of my friends, she's a celebrity, and she moves
yeah.
in a way that I don't see a lot of people move.
Mm.
Yandy Smith,
Oh, Candy. Yeah.
when she goes and she sees you, she will give
Yeah.
you a hug and squeeze you that'll make you feel like it could free you from whatever
Oh,
sadness you were going through. So any job you have, no matter how big or small, you don't have to be on a big platform.
no,
Use it as a way to touch people and make it your ministry.
exactly. Exactly. And the
Yeah.
youth. I really appreciate you mentioning that because there's so many children in, right? So many students in the building. And
Yeah.
you're right, with the janitor, you just seeing them from time to time, or you see that child need a little push,
Hmm.
going over and saying something to them can make a difference in their day
Yes.
because we
I
don't know
saw
what they're
a
going
story
through
one day like
outside.
that.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
some high school kids.
Yeah.
They ended up buying their janitor a car. They put
Oh,
together the money and they bought the car. They said this man, they were seniors. They said
yeah.
this man, there was not one day from the time that they entered the school, he didn't pour into them. And he
See?
didn't even have a car. And he would walk
Yeah.
every single day blocks. And this
Wow.
man was in tears to see he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know this was a form of
Right.
ministry. He
Yeah.
transformed these young kids' lives.
Right. That's beautiful.
Hmm.
And for them to have a heart too, to get together
Yes.
and say, okay, we're gonna make a collection, or even ask their
Yes.
parents, like, we're gonna gift him
Hmm.
this. We need that. Like,
Yes.
and let the person know you made a difference in my life. It's really
Exactly.
important. What legacy are you building through your brand?
To call my cuisine Afro Caribbean soul food, which is a melting pot.
Yeah.
Me living up north, being born up north in New York, me
Yeah.
going to college in the South.
Hold on.
Then
What part of
coming,
New York?
I was
Yes.
born in Manhattan. I was raised in Jersey. So
Nice.
that was a huge part of my formidable years until I was
Yeah.
17 years old when I went off to college in North Carolina. So I spent, and then my family moved to Miami. So we had time in the South.
Okay.
So my cuisine is a melting pot of different genres of cuisine of food, and different styles of cooking and stuff. So there's a little bit Latin from Miami. There's a little bit soul food from going to school in the South. There's a little bit African, Haitian. So it's just really everything coming together. So
Together.
as I always say, I really like the togetherness and everybody, joining
Right.
together, unity and everything. So it is a brand about unity and lux and taking
Right.
the African diaspora to another level through cuisine. And
Yeah.
so that's what I really want to be able to do. And, sharing the fresh ingredients and the importance of what we put into our bodies.
Right. Where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
Oh, I see it on major, I see it, in major shelves and all the big supermarkets. And
Mm.
I
Yes.
see me being able to inspire other young women
Mm.
that it's I'm believing in, I don't even want to say millions. I'm believing in billions. We have to dream big.
Yes.
We gotta dream big.
Yes.
We gotta dream big. So
Yeah.
when I look at the story of Madam C.J. Walker, and I love reading that story, and I love seeing that movie and how a black woman was able to, live on the same block as Rockefeller and compete with
Mm.
all these men and all. I want it to be a brand, a business
Yeah.
that young girls will be able to look at it and say, hold
Mm-hmm.
on, like we have a black woman that's actually
Uh-huh.
on the same level as the Heinz, as the same level
Right.
as all of these top companies, that are
Yes.
predominantly have been that predominantly covered by Caucasians. We have a
Right.
black woman now who's doing
Mm-hmm.
this. So I hope that my business, and I believe that my business will aspire young
Yes.
women of color, young girls of color, that you
Yes.
can be able to do the same thing and
Same
even
thing.
greater, even greater.
And greater. Yep.
Yes,
Yep. I love it. Representation is really important. It gives
yes,
us, like you said, inspire the youth to keep
mhm,
going and do not give
yes.
up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful. And I pray for your business too. I pray that God might
Thank
continue
you,
to give you the knowledge and the strength that you need to
thank
build
you,
that legacy, not only for your family, for your daughter, but for the
thank
youth,
you.
as you mentioned. Yes,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. And I commend you for what you're doing as well.
Thank
We
you.
spoke earlier about giving each other flowers, and I know we didn't get there, but I have to
Right.
give you your flowers because you create a platform
Thank
for
you.
other people to share their stories. And sometimes you
Yes.
don't know how important it is. You don't know how one
Yes.
person watching this video, how
Right.
we don't know who you don't know who you've just been open the door to pour into the next president. You don't even know this
Right.
until one day I
Right.
watched this show and I was so
Yes.
inspired by something that was said. And it's all because of the
Right.
fact that you said yes. You had
Right.
a vision, you didn't
Right.
stop, and you said, I'm gonna go do it and move forward. You
Right.
didn't let anything stop you. No technical difficulties, nothing.
Nope.
You just said,
Nope.
I'm going to keep on pushing and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to make it happen because I want to
Yeah.
create a platform for people to
Right.
share their story. So I commend you.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, growing up in a church, as you mentioned, it's like that's all I've been around in the community too, which I want
Yeah.
to talk a little bit about. Like, we're missing that. Like,
Yeah.
just growing up the best we could. We didn't have it all. Like,
No.
growing up, but again, I was around different, not only Haitians, I was around Dominicans, Puerto
Yeah.
Ricans, Jamaicans, Panamanians, everyone. But one thing we had in unity, God, education. What advice would you give a woman who wants to step into culinary space?
Okay. So a woman specifically,
Yes. Or
go to the,
man.
well, if we have to start with women, go to the
Yes.
gym. Why? Because it is strenuous on your body. And
Mm.
it is a field that is predominantly dominated by men,
Okay.
and
Good to know.
men do really well.
Right.
And it's not because that they are better cooks, but
Right.
sometimes the physical stamina that we don't speak about. Being a
Got
chef
it.
does take a toll on your body. When you
Okay.
are on your feet for 12 hours a day, it can affect your
Mm.
body after a while. Certain things start, fall after a couple of years, you're gonna start
Right.
getting an effect on your body.
Right.
A couple of years ago, I started dealing with my hands started to give early symptoms of carpal tunnel. I found
Okay.
myself in a restaurant and I was cooking and had my staff and I couldn't even grab a bottle of water. I couldn't even, and I had
Oh,
a skillet in my hands
yeah.
and I couldn't even grab it. It kept falling out. And I was like, what is going
Going
on?
on.
What is happening to me? I would have all this swelling and stuff in my hands at night, all these
Right.
tingles, all these things. And I was like, if I can't use my hands, how am I going to
Mm.
cook? How am I going to survive?
Right.
I remember speaking to one of my chef friends, and it was a male, and he said, Chef,
Yeah.
you got to lift weights. And
Oh,
lifting the weights in your arms is what's going to give you the strength so that you could continue working at the capacity that you're working at. Because my hands were
right.
moving nonstop. And
Okay.
hairdressers, bus drivers, they deal with these type of things too.
Things too.
And so it's important as a woman, we are physically built, yes, to carry children and things like that, but we do know that
Right.
men are stronger physically. So if
Right.
you aspire to be a chef, get yourself physically fit.
Yeah.
Very important, so that you can be able
Yeah.
to compete in this industry.
Agree.
Because yes, it is a very rewarding industry. It is a great industry to be in, but you
Right.
have to be physically fit because it is a lot of hard work. It's
Right.
a lot of hard work. It is. And I
Yeah.
want people, men and women, to to build their own identity.
Right.
There are thousands of millions of chefs out there.
Right.
So many. But what's going to set you aside? What's
Mm.
going to make you different from everybody else out there?
Right.
So I merge the cuisines together. And while it's true, a lot of other people are doing fusion cuisines. I'm
Yeah.
doing fusion in my way because you can do fusion cuisine in a million ways. You can merge
Ways.
Southern with Asian. You can merge African with Caribbean. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So you can do that in a million ways. If
Right.
you have a gift, if you have a skill set, try to stay in that zone as well.
Right.
Yes, you want to learn all the other parts. You could be a baker, you could be somebody that's great at seafood, somebody that's great in the grilling and things like that, but
Right.
try to master an area and be known for that.
Right.
I'm known a lot for my seafood creations and some of the my platter presentations and stuff like that, and how I cure the seafoods for my meals. And so I'm
Okay.
known for that. Try to create a lane for yourself and
For
be known for
yourself. Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What makes you stand out? That's true. Because
Yeah.
we all have our uniqueness. So tap
Mm-hmm.
into it to find out what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate you mentioning the fitness because that's the big thing. We're talking about it, so we start earlier on.
Yes.
Because again, in every field, we need that. You want to make sure that you fit and able to do what you want to do. Tap
Mm-hmm.
into your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that too, because I need to get back into working out.
It's all right. We're all right. It's coming.
Oh gosh, yes. What does it mean for you to flourish in your purpose?
Being able to know that I walked in my purpose, and even if it was one person I inspired, someone got touched.
Right. Exactly. All it takes, one person at a time. We can't save everyone.
The
Yeah.
quantity, like, oh my gosh, did I have only 500 followers on my page. That
Right.
means one person that could touch
Yeah.
millions.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
That means
Exactly.
if that one person you touch millions, you touch millions too.
Exactly. About a woman in your life, or it could be a man as well, but someone who is just giving back to others, the community, and trying their best. You want to make sure that you shine a light on them. So, who would you like to give this flower to, this rose to?
Oh, I have to say too, my sister, my mother. I would have
Okay, tell
to
us a little
say
bit about them. Let's give them their
my
flowers.
sister,
Yeah.
Dr. Danielle Bayoro. She
Okay.
is a phenomenal woman, very humble.
Nice.
I mean, when you put this girl's name online and you see the things that she's doing and you see how humble she is,
Yes.
she does humanitarian work. She
Mm.
others. I mean, if it wasn't for her, after
Right.
God, I probably wouldn't have been here. Every time that I was sick, from the
Mm.
time that I was dying when I was pregnant, from the time that I was dying with COVID, she's been by my,
Wow.
and that's just her character. That's just the type of person
Right.
that she is. And you see some people, they do things and they never talk about it and you never see them.
Right.
She's truly somebody that's God sent. And
Right.
so, God, she's an angel on
But
this
we know
earth.
about her today. We know about her
Yes,
work today. Yeah.
she leads the Impact Global Mission. She is a medical doctor.
Okay.
She leads my father's foundation. He confided the
Nice.
foundation to her while he was basically on his deathbed, and
Wow.
it has all these amazing things that is doing. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this lady has written medical journals and
Beautiful.
researches that has touched so many people. But she's very
Yeah.
low key and humble. So I give my
Right.
love to her and my mom, who is
Yes.
82 years old, fashion designer,
Wow.
wearing her six
Okay.
cent heels, doing LA Fashion Week, doing Dubai Fashion Week. She's hotter than a lot of us 30, 40-year olds. I mean, she don't play. Her
Okay,
husband passed
mama.
away, but she still believed that you know what? You never let yourself go.
Yeah.
And she looks amazing. She's poured into me. She supported me. And not only me, a lot of other women. She's also an
Yeah.
author. The name is True Beauty, La Vraie
The
Beauté.
beauty.
It was
Oh.
actually in the Le Nouveliste in Haiti actually wrote about it and it won as a bestseller at
Beautiful.
one point in time. But
Nice.
she speaks
Congratulations
about,
to her.
yeah, she speaks about struggling with low self-esteem and being
Mm.
broken by people since she was a little girl and being able
Wow.
to triumph out of that and how she connected to the right people that helped her to come out of it and how
Beautiful.
to heal through those things. So yeah, those two people
Right.
among the thousands that I know, I would have to
Oh,
myself.
well deserved. We have to talk about them. You see, I have the shirt on from my friend
Yeah.
Funeral Don't Count, Spread Love Now. So that's what we're
Mhm.
doing, while she's here. It's amazing. Thank you so much for taking time out today. You shared a lot of valuable insight about your journey. So I pray that it helps others to
Yeah.
grow in their path. Yeah.
Hey, Flourish besties. Our next walk and chat is on Monday, August 3rd at 6:30. Last Monday, we had an amazing time. I had 10 women join me. We laughed together, we walked together, enjoyed nature, the beauty of nature. It helps you stay grounded and get ready for the week. We also checked in using the traffic light. I love to use that for the children, so I said, why not? Why not use it with the women? So we use the traffic light to check in. Red meaning I need support, I feel overwhelmed, worried, scared. And yellow meaning I'm doing okay, iffy, eh. And green is I'm doing well. I'm calm, I'm grounded. How you feeling? Just be aware of your triggers and how can you manage that. Take control of your mindset. Stay grounded and don't sweat things you do not have control over. In the midst of this wellness, think about your physical, your body. Moving around helps you feel better, whether it's dancing, going for a walk, jogging, and if you can, go outside to enjoy nature. If you would like to join us on August 3rd at 6:30, email me at flourishwithruth@gmail.com. Let's get our body moving and get our mind right. Peace.
I wake up grateful for this day. I choose my thoughts, I choose my way. Before I move, before I speak, I set my energy for the week. I listen to my morning songs, millionaire muses all day long. I fill my mind with wealth and peace. I watch my blessings start to increase. Good morning to my dreams coming true. Good morning to the abundant new. I start my day with magic vibes. This is how a queen survives. I don't check my phone, I check my soul. I don't scroll, I take control. I speak to myself with love and grace. Morning magic sets the pace. Morning magic, that's my routine. Starting my day like a queen. Grateful heart, abundant mind.